because of the acid coming up. And I think it, that I can't repair. And so, um, another one is I crochet a lot. I love crocheting, and that is my stress reliever. So instead of doing things during all this time, I would sit in my chair, crochet, eat my snacks. You would think crochet and keep your hands busy, but I still put the snacks in there. And I thought I would have to stop crocheting because my arms started falling asleep. My first 3 fingers from my thumb over on both hands were going numb and tingly every 2 stitches. I could barely hold on to the needle, and I would have to stop and shake my hands. And the thought of losing crochet was very hard because I thought maybe I had like carpal tunnel but I don't think I have carpal tunnel, and I'll let you know why. So people were saying, that surgery to fix some carpal tunnel for your hands.
Okay, so you said some of the health problems was that your fingers were falling asleep?
Yeah, to crochet. I thought I would have to quit crocheting or have surgery to, because they were numb at the tips, they were tingly, and my arms would fall asleep just holding them bent to crochet. And that's my lifesaver. That's my stress reliever, to crochet. And so, um, after 4 months being on this diet, I just realized my arms don't fall asleep and the tingling and numbness went away. I just realized that a few days ago. And another one is I didn't always have lots of pimples, but at one point in my life, I guess instead of eating, I would get pimples on my face. And when I get pimples on my face, as you can see right here, I would pick them and I scarred both sides of my face without even realizing I was picking them, and I scarred my face up. But after starting and being on 4 months of keto carnivore, pimples, I haven't got one pimple since then, since I started. So it's good. And I saw other video testimonies that their acne went away. Acne, not just pimples. So, uh, so when I get tan, they show up more, and I don't want to show them, but that's what happened to me. So I was stress picking instead of eating, I guess. I don't know. Or doing both.
I mean, sometimes it's unconscious.
I had high blood pressure even when I was younger. Not too high, but it was always higher. And every time I got on a diet and was doing well, I didn't need the blood pressure. So I would be taken off it. Then I would fall and not go to the doctor and get back on it. So I recently just went to hospital 4 months ago with high blood pressure. I fell in the living room, don't know why. I don't know what happened. It was like split seconds. I didn't trip over anything. I knew I don't know what happened. It was like 2 seconds and I ended up falling like, I don't know. So when I went to the hospital, they said my blood pressure wasn't like extremely high. But because I told them I fell, they did a brain scan and they said everything's good in the brain. I'm not, the crazy's just not showing, It didn't show up on the brain scan. And that some other tests came out good. So I don't know why it fell. But that started on top of my husband before that. Went to the hospital. He's always been healthy. Had
Both of those things were kind of
Yeah, they were my wake up call. The first time was my husband. When all of a sudden he had so much pain, he went to hospital, but it ended up 1 gallstone in his gallbladder. I came home, researched how to heal gallstone. Guess what? Your diet, fat, your gallbladder needs fat. And if you're giving it no fat, the gallbladder's not doing what it's supposed to do. Now, I don't know all the technical words,
Yeah, I know.
but if you're not giving it fat, that's how when you start building up gallstones. But because he only had one, I was like, we can fix this. I knew enough about the diet that we can. I studied on gallbladder, and since I jumped right into carnivore though last year before I fell like 5 months. And when I fall, my husband falls. So he went back to eating bad after losing uh, quite a bit of weight. It was only 2 months. I lost 50. He lost like 27. His gallbladder, he's been fine since then. But the way I got back, the way we were eating, he probably would have ended up in the hospital.
I've seen a major
getting
change.
getting a
His
gallbladder
his
out.
stomach used to be round and hard, and now
Yeah.
it's flat.
Even when he eats a lot, like when now his stomach, he was always every time he ate, it was so bloated,
looked like a beer belly.
like he was pregnant.
Looked like a beer belly. Yeah.
And he don't drink. And now that he eats carnivore, like he can eat a big old plate full and it still looks flat.
Yep.
It don't bloat out. So the bloating, the swelling, it does work. And for lunches, I just send him some meat and eggs, and he's fine. And he drinks water at work. He works outside as a plumber, so he hasn't had no problems with his gallbladder since.
Okay, so you had blood pressure issues.
And because I went in the hospital, they put me on blood pressure medicine. But at that time, I already started this diet again about 2 weeks. So I'm taking the blood pressure medicine, but it's going down. I'm keeping record of it and how it was higher. It's staying in the lower. On my meter, it's got like green, yellow, orange, red. Well, I'm staying in the green. Once in a while, I'll jump to the next yellow. But I even learned in a video sometimes it's all right. Different people have different blood pressure because your body sometimes needs to. Yeah, they said doctors set it so low that some people don't need it that low. I can get it more on that topic when I study more about different things. But so with blood pressure, I when I walk to the bathroom, which is my house is not real big, but to go to my restroom in my room,
So to walk down the hall.
I could not breathe. Like I would have to short breath it.
And at a time you were holding your breath.
Yeah, like holding your breath just to walk. Or I don't really. It's hard to explain it. But
it's like trying to build up steam in a steam
and I saw
engine.
Dylan doing that. I saw her husband is bigger, and he was breathing like I was doing. That puff air just to make it somewhere, or can't walk stairs, or can't walk 5, like I said, to the bathroom. So, next question.
Who and what are your support systems?
My support system has always been my mother. When I'm on a diet, I'll talk about it. When I'm off a diet, she knows not to talk to me because she knows I will not start until my mind is in it. So she'll stop with the subject. But when I get on the diet, it's all about the diet. Because she knows, she's been through it, but she had to learn because she used to do low fat, low calories, low carbs. And so let's go back to my notes.
When it comes to getting healthy, you have to want to do it.
Well, on my mother, I want to go back to the notes for a minute because she had symptoms that I could tell that's healed. So, 8 years ago when I learned about keto, I showed her about keto. And she was all, like I said, low everything. So eating fat for her was very foreign. Like, don't want to.
I mean, technically, if your mind is
years
so
and
used
years,
to one,
yeah, years and years of low calorie,
yeah, one way of
but it
doing
caused
things, one-
problems, and the problems were, um, she got osteoporosis from that, the way she always ate. She's always had thyroid. It runs in our family, which I got checked. My thyroid's all right. They ran the panel. That's all right. So that's a good plus for me. And but it runs in our family since she's always been on medications. Um, so um, like I said, she ended up with osteoporosis because of the diet she used. So now, like she's in her 70s and she has to work out with some kind of weights to keep her bones strong. But this diet is helping that and some other stuff she has to do, or she would be crippled. And
Shoot, my grandma can run circles around me.
yeah. uh, Okay, where are we, Crystal?
Who and what are your support systems?
Oh, well, I lost my place. Like I said, my mom, and then I gotta turn the page this way.
Yeah.
The way I wrote it is just like all backwards. I have good stuff, but I gotta find it. I'm here. It's fine. Okay. My other support system is my husband. I already told you about him going to the hospital, but this time he started the diet for me. Not probably because he wants to, because whenever I fall, he'll eat what I eat. But you know what I mean. He'll go to the store when I want him to, get all that candy or chips. Anyway, but because he knows I need help, he started and staying on it with me.
Because it's easier to do it with a partner.
Yeah, and once in a while he can have little treats, but it probably makes him not feel good, but he don't tell me that. Next question.
Is that all your support systems?
No, there's more down. It comes down here. Keep going.
Are you staying strong this time?
So did you stay strong this time? At that time, that was last year when I. So
Are you staying strong this time?
no, I'm at last time. Last year, I know what you don't see the answers. So when I got to this point with him helping me, that was last year. I lost 50 pounds in 2 months, and I fell off again. After losing 50 pounds, same old story, life stresses, and closer family, like an aunt and my dad died. Then Christmas fell right after that. Remember? And I sat and ate all the sugar cookies that I made. And so my fall lasted about 5 months. It didn't last a year, it didn't last 2 years this time. It lasted 5 months because of my health this time. I hit 50 and like they said, when you hit 50, your 40 was fine. When you hit 50, health starts going down if you don't take care of yourself. And realizing I don't want to be in the grave like our aunt or my dad, or my son-in-law's mother. Yes.
She was 43 years old.
My son-in-law's mother was 43. She was bigger. At the time, bigger than me, and probably not now. And she lost her life before she could get it under control. She had a lot of health problems. And she was only 43. That kind of was a wake up, wasn't it? It was a wake up. But it wasn't my wake up fully. You know what I mean? But when I started losing closer family members, like Aunt Denise, it was hitting too close to home.